today on Hunting with Brett, we're gonna recap this deer season. Now, our deer season up here is done except for black powder, but none of us hunt with black powder rifles. So we're gonna recap the hunts, bucks only. And if you wanna see the doe hunts that we did, they're on this playlist, go check them out. Let's get started. The first deer we're gonna talk about is my brother-in-law Chase's 4x4 whitetail. This is his whitetail right here. I've already Europeaned it out. Pretty decent 4x4. And it was really weird. And I'll get to that in a moment. Now, it didn't get filmed because I had the GoPro on and I'm simply just walking through the woods. Nobody wants to hear that. So that never got cut. But the story goes, we were at breakfast one morning and he was sitting next to my son Tegan, and my son Tegan said, "Hey, how's deer season going?" He said he was emotionally tagged out. He had a terrible season, and I overheard that and I felt really bad for him because nobody should feel that way, especially a hunter. And that night I came up with a choice, and I called him and I said, "Hey, I know a spot where only bucks run out." So I call him up and I say, "Hey, you can't say no. You're going with me this day. You're gonna literally just sit at this one spot, and I'm gonna go way back over here through the woods, and I'm gonna push deer your direction." And it was a cold day, and he doesn't like the cold that much. He can deal with it, but he's not a fan of it. And that's okay. A lot of people aren't. That's why a lot of people like bow season and the early season, which he's a bow hunter as well. So he's waiting, and then of course, here comes the deer being pushed out. He said he saw one that looked a little different, and then a smaller one, and then this one walked out in front, and he gave it a nice shot and just nailed it. But here's where the weird part gets with this deer. Now, this rack in Montana is probably about a 3 or 4 year old. A lot of whitetails don't get massive unless they're really old. About 6 or 7, right around that, maybe 8. Usually around 8, they kind of digress on size. But you got that year of age of rack, but the body was about the size of a year and a half year old doe, which was really weird. And when it was gutted out, it had an enlarged heart. It had a heart bigger than a 5-year-old muley. So its genetics were just kind of all over the place. And I European this deer, and it turned out really nice. I'm gonna mount it up for him so he can put it up in his house, his shop, wherever he wants. But very happy for him, and I'm glad I could help him out after just having a long season that wasn't great for him. Let's get to the next deer. My son Tegan's Forker Muley buck. So here's his Muley Forker, and he had a very depressing season, I would say, as he would kind of consider it. He wasn't having much luck with getting a chance to shoot at a buck. It didn't get filmed because we didn't film the shot. I mean, I filmed everything else. We thought we were done, and then we were coming down the hill towards the truck, and then a doe pops out and this buck pops out. My GoPro's off, so I can't film it. And it was just such a quick shot. Good grief. I told him, I was like, "Hey, you might want to get your gun up." And his gun was on his shoulder, and not even a second later, he shoots. And he gets it. And the thing about this muley, it's older than it looks. You would think this is like a 2-year-old, but it wasn't. It was older. It just had weird genetics to it. One thing you'll notice that I think is cool, it has a lot of junk on this side. A lot more higher and raised than you would see on a normal young forker. So just an older deer with bad genetics, but he was happy, and he doesn't regret it at all. He's very, very happy with what he got. Now I'm happy for him too. And it was an afternoon hunt, and it worked out very well. So this is my son Tegan's mule buck. Next is my 4x4 mule deer buck. So I did record this hunt. It's on this playlist, and I'm very happy with this 4x4 muley. Some people don't count these eye guards down here. I do. And I was very happy. It was a very intense, quick hunt. And everything happened for a reason. And with life in general, it does. Everything happens for a reason. God puts you in certain places for his will. And this was his will. It definitely was. Anything in life is his will. And I'm very happy with this deer. So a funny story about this hunt that I didn't get on camera is Fish and Game showed up. The game warden did. Somebody reported seeing 3 guys with rifles out hunting this property. Now this property is weapon restricted, which means bow, shotgun, and traditional handgun only. And they called in because we have scopes in our shotgun, or our shotguns. And I'm over there gutting the deer up. My oldest son says, "Hey, here comes trouble." And I look over to the right and here's the game warden. I'm like, all right. So I'm still over there and gutting the deer, and he walks up and he's like, "Hey guys, I saw that you got a deer." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "You know this is a weapons restricted area?" We're like, "Yep." He goes, "That means shotgun," and he looks down at our shotguns that are all laying there, all 3 of them. My 12 gauge, my son's 12 gauge, and my other son's 20 gauge. And they all have scopes on them. And he just was dumbfounded because he said he's never seen anybody in Montana shoot a deer with a shotgun. And I've never seen this warden before. I've met a lot of the wardens, and I've never met this guy before. So he must be new, from a different state, just transferred over, you know, who knows. But he checked our maps, checked the tags, checked everything, had to tell him the whole story of the hunt, all that stuff. So I wish I would have recorded that, but he shook our hands and walked away. And that's the thing, is you always got to be legal. About a couple weeks later, my cousin on his property calls the Fish and Game because there was people creeping around next to the road up by his property out of town because there was some deer on his property. So he calls Fish and Game, and Fish and Game shows up. It ends up being the same warden. And so they start talking. He's like, "Yeah, over on this certain area, there was these 3 guys out there, and they were deer hunting out with shotguns, and there's 3 of them, and one of them got this really nice buck." And my cousin just starts laughing. And he's like, "Well, what's going on?" He goes, "I know that guy." He's like, "How you know him?" He goes, "That's my cousin." He goes, "Yeah, he gets deer out of there every year." He's like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, oh yeah, him and his kids, yeah, they always go over there." But it's a cool story. Very happy with this buck. And if you want to see this hunt, again, it's on this playlist. And finally, my son Jesse's massive Goliath whitetail. Look at this thing. It is nuts. And if you look, depends how you score them. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, 5 on that side. People score them a little different here or there. Some people don't count these, again. But it also has points up here. So if you want to score each point, this is a 6x6. Now the story goes with this one. The week after I shot my buck, my son texted me. He goes, "Hey Dad, I want to go out to this other property that we hunt, and I want to hunt Goliath," which I deem this deer Goliath. He eluded me the year before. This deer does not come out during the rut, doesn't do anything like that. Like, the does come to him, and he strictly sticks in the woods on just a small little area. He will not come out. Either he knows you're there and he's gone and just hides out, or you have to basically step on him to get him to move. And even at that point, you can't get him. Well, this is on the playlist as well. You definitely got to check it out. That is a great hunt. Here it is right here. And he was so happy when he got it. And I told him, I was like, "You're probably not going to get a whitetail like this again. This thing is just bonkers big." And should this one have been head mounted? Yes. Or shoulder mounted? Yes. And we'll do it at a later date. And the thing is, in Montana, what I've noticed is whitetails generally don't get this big. I mean, there might be a region where they do, but I haven't been there yet. Where I'm at, this is a wild buck. This is 100% wild. This isn't off of some farm where they raise deer or anything like that. This is 100% wild. And to get something like this in the wild is absolutely amazing. But definitely go check that hunt out on this playlist. It's so cool. Now let's check out all the deer together. We have all the deer together. Let's start out with this one. This one is Chase's, my brother-in-law's. Then you got Tegan's, my oldest son's. Then you got mine, right here. And then finally you got this big monster of a whitetail. That is nuts for a whitetail. Good grief. It just makes mine look tiny. But we're all grateful for what we got. And deer hunting isn't just about getting deer. There's more to it than that. And what I mean by there's more to it than that, it's the camaraderie. It's the fun you have with your friends and your family. And it's not just the hunt, it's everything after. Now I know some people just bring their deer to a processor. We don't. We process our own deer. And when my kids come together and help each other out or help me out with cutting deer, when I have one kid who is going ahead and burring things up or taking off the hide, and then one is actually taking off the hide off the skull so I can go ahead and get them European mounted, or cutting steaks or anything like that. When we all come together and help each other out and just put on a movie or music and do that together, it means a lot. And at the same time, that is tradition that I want to pass down to my kids. And I think every hunter out there should do the same thing. Whether you're a man or a woman, pass that processing down through your family, to your kids, to your grandkids, to friends who hunt. I know some people don't like processing. My brother-in-law Chase, not a big fan of it, and I never ask him to do it. I'll always do it. If he gets deer and he wants me to process it, I'll do it. And I do that for other people as well if they need help. But it's always that camaraderie with friends and family is what means the most. The hunt and getting something is great, but if you can't share that with your friends or your family, it doesn't mean as much. Because you get a gift from God by getting a deer, but you also get a gift from God that means more of sharing that with others and having that experience with them. From planning all the way to processing, it's a gift. And I'm going to show you that right here. And I really hope you guys had a great hunting season. If you're still having deer season right now, that's awesome. Hope you guys go ahead and fill out your tags. But I want to tell you this, hunting is a blessing that we get from God, and I am grateful to have that experience every season. Until next time, God bless you and have a great day.